Hello and welcome to Dear Esther Landmark Edition on the Xbox One X. I am the Cosmic Turtle and thank you for joining me. So I decided to do a playthrough of this game just randomly really. I seen it in the Xbox deals with gold this month and it's currently only £1.60. I really don't know anything about the game really. It was just a spur of the moment. Okay. We've got the doctor, director's commentary. No, we've laid out the commentary first, I think. If the game is fun, I'll do a second playthrough of director's commentary as well.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Oh. Is this actually playing then? I think this game's not that bad, is it? Okay, so I can't. Someone did not flush. All three at the same time. So far, this game, like I say so far, I'm like literally 50 seconds into the game. But from this starting point, this game feels a little bit like everyone's gone to the rapture and gone home. I'm gonna guess not much in the way of resistance is gonna happen. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get by anything. There's a zoom button, that's about it. All four of the back buttons zoom. So does Y, so does B, so does X, and so does A. Hey, cheat the system.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Some people just want to be on their own. Okay, so we've got to shimmy across this again. I could start a Bioshock with that lighthouse there. Should have read the synopsis, so I actually know what this game is about. I thought it was just the name and like the picture for the game kind of caught my eye, so I decided to just buy it. But you know, for £1.60, almost anything could catch your eye. Right, okay. So
There was once talk of a wind farm out here, away from the rage and the intolerance of the masses. The sea, they said, is too rough for the turbines to stand. They clearly never came here to experience the becalming for themselves. Personally, I would have supported it. Turbines would be a fitting contemporary refuge for a hermit. The revolution and the permanence.
Something drawn in the sand, or is this? Triangle of a cross on it. Hopefully that will become apparent later on.
Found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
A cardo? I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like I'm missing something very important. Alright. This is probably to that hermit cave though, to be fair, but fingers crossed this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing, or where I'm supposed to be going. Promising. No denying that. Have I got the... No. Yeah, okay, so I really wasn't supposed to be able to walk over that gap.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight, he landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Okay.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid,
Oh,
or
damn.
impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Infection?
I quote directly: a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Yeah, probably. With a name like Donnelly. I have no idea if I'm walking back on myself. I think I am. Am I? I could be. Yeah, I am. Fuck's sake. Back this way. So, am I Aoife? No, Aoife. Esther? Or is the guy talking Esther? I forgot what the name of the game was then. Wind sounds good though. Gotta be fair, the wind sounds really convincing.
Dear Esther, I met Paul.
Okay, I think I messed
I
her.
made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary
There's
of
the
life.
lighthouse. Is there an option for subtitles? We'll enable the both captions. That way I
This
can...
hermit,
There
this
we go.
seer, this distant
That's a big-
historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why? Asked the farmers.
Oh, what was
Why?
that?
Asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close
Oh, they're
in behind
drawings.
you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Did I just die? What's happening?
Come back.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh, I got an achievement for that. Drown once. Is that one for twice and such? Well, there we are. There's a very weird achievement to have in a game. Okay, I can't get back up that way. Okay, I think I found my path. Slide to the left. Cha-cha, we just move now. It's like a slightly more upbeat funeral song, isn't it? Oh wow, it's come out of nowhere.
I've become convinced I'm not alone here, even though I'm equally sure it is simply a delusion brought upon by circumstance. I do not, for instance, remember where I found the candles, or why I took it upon myself to light such a strange pathway. Perhaps it is only for those who are bound to follow.
Maybe, yeah. What candles? Oh, I can't see any candles. Scooby-Scooby-Doo, looking for you. Scooby-Scooby-Doo, where are you? The great wind is upon us, it would seem. Hello. What was this? What we got here? Not me drowning again, I hope. Achievement.
Dear Esther,
Finished chapter,
I have
The
now driven a
Lighthouse.
stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Oh, shit, sorry. Oh shit, what am I doing? There we go. Right. The music is like a weird mix between calm and hectic. Because it's like a calm style of music with the piano and stuff. This, I don't know, it feels slightly like too busy to be classed as calming and relaxing music. It's got a bit of like tension to it. And I think the fact that they've only got one piano at this point and no other instruments, is it supposed to like reflect on the fact that my guy is alone right now? Because there was other instruments earlier. Can I get on that boat, I wonder? have a look, see what we can do. Looks like the boat is getting lower at this point, so we might be able to get on from here. No. Get on the back. No. The boat doesn't appear to be a focus. Just keeps catching my eye.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Yeah. Oh, the hole at the bottom of the boat. How would anyone arrive? Because it'd sink. No matter how small the hole. So there appears to be just like a path that you follow, and if you stray from that path a little bit, you get access to some additional dialogue. I guess you get a bit more clear picture of why you're here. Because based on this whole Dear Esther nonsense, it seems like you've gone somewhere to either find someone, or like maybe say your father came here and he, like years ago and told you about it, or he died or something, and now you're going to this place of great discovery or something. And like reading your dad's notes or something as you get to certain places.
I began to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat.
Let's wait just in
Why
case
cling so
trigger
hard
new
to the
dialogue.
rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
Yeah, but if you go to Oblivion, the next step is Skyrim. No, there's no dialogue here, right? Fall back. 1, 2, skidoo and all that nonsense. What is that? Lighthouse? Is that a lighthouse? Look at that. Radio tower, maybe. Right. Is this the way I started? Like, is this where I came from at the very beginning of the level? It feels like it. I hope it's not though. Seems quite likely that this is where I started. Okay. Ryan Jones, wasting time since he was born, probably. Hello. Right, so it must be this boat then, surely, because they talked a fair bit about boats since the last chapter. But he did start talking when I went up that cliff. Maybe I was supposed to turn right or something to go higher up the cliff at a certain point and I missed it. I guess at this point that's really my only option, isn't it? To go back up the cliff and see if I missed something. Because it doesn't appear to be like a way onto the ship that I can see. And since old Esther here can't jump, all you can do is zoom in no matter what button you press. Not sure how he does that though. That looks like a strain on the old eyeballs. See how much I can just picture him being like the Mask. I want to do that, his eyes pop out of the socket. I like Bender in Futurama when his eyes zoom out. Don't even have legs. I am just a floating, probably camera to be fair, probably not even a person. Like, in terms of game design, obviously I am playing technically as a person, but I doubt there's anything moving right now. I think it's just a camera with sound effects. Tell you what, no one can walk on a cliff like Esther. Look at that. No nonsense. No slips, no trips, nothing. Look at. Alright, come on. Which way? Something jump out at me now. What about this? No. Oh, what's this? What's... no. Okay, so it's a little window. Right, what about over here? No, this is where the boat was. Oh, wait a minute. What we got here? What we got here? Now that just looks like another opportunity to potentially drown myself. It's got to be the boat, surely. Can you climb up the chain for the rope even? Come on. Come on. Over here, is there a path I can take from here? No, it really isn't. No, it's not back buttons. This game hasn't got a map either. Where am I supposed to go from here then? There doesn't appear to be a way to get to the back of the boat without drowning myself. I've already drowned once. I doubt there's an achievement for drowning on every level. Even if there was, that's a bit morbid. That's an achievement for another day. Yeah, I can't climb up there either. It's not this way though, because this way takes me back to when I started. So it's got to be down by that ship. Maybe I'm missing something. Well, not maybe, I clearly am missing something. But like maybe the ship isn't the answer and I'm just fixated on that ship because it's like it appears to be the main centerpiece of this area. Esther can't interact with anything, you can't pick up stuff, you can't move them.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Here we go, so we like to see progress.
Is this what Paul saw
Oh,
through
Jesus.
his windscreen? Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
No, I gotta do, come on. Geronimo!
Come back.
Oh, fine. Had to be done. Oh, there was an achievement for it as well. Die from falling off a cliff once. So this game wants you to die in every way possible at least once. Okay, so I walked off that way, so I gotta go around here now then. So does that mean every level has a different way that you can kill yourself? Because if so, this game... Oh, this is going to be quite grim. I'm walking on an island all on my own, killing myself once per level. Oh, the
I've
music's
begun my
back.
ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
The more the dialogue comes in, it does kind of feel like my guy isn't Esther and he's writing like these are his thoughts.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jacobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders.
No?
He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
Ah, poor
No one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either. When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Okay. Now, see, but that one kind of makes it feel like that's not my fault, because my guy has a torch. And you mentioned when the oil lamps ran out. My guy hasn't got oil lamps, and he hasn't used one since I've been playing. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, we're good. False alarm. That cave looks like I'm supposed to go, doesn't it?
He left his body to the medical school and was duly opened out for a crowd of students 21 days after his passing. The report is included in my edition of his book. The syphilis had torn through his guts like a drunk driver, scrambling his organs like eggs on a plate. But enough definition remained for a cursory examination, and, as I suspected, they found clear evidence of kidney stones.
Yeah.
He's likely to have spent the last years of his life in considerable pain. Perhaps this is the root of his laudanum habit. Although its use makes him an unreliable witness, I find myself increasingly drawn into his orbit.
Left, right. This looks like the end of the chapter to me. Probably when I get into that cave, it's going to end. What the hell is that? That's unsettling. Dum! Jump scare behind me then, I wouldn't have been surprised. Hello, hello. Now, so far, I think every achievement this game has given has been 50 gamer score, which was kind of suggested there could be 10 levels, unless like the last one's with 100. Okay. Okay, not the end of the level, as it appeared to be. Oh no, look at this rock formation. Beautiful. The sound effects are fantastic in this game, the dripping water. Oh shit. No, I think I was supposed to go here. 100 gamer score. Finished chapter, what's this? Messages.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. And hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Alright, I think I'm going to end this video here. I think with this game I'm going to do it 2 chapters, just so we have a nice flow to it. So before I end this video, there could be 4 chapters, so yeah, I'll do it in 2 parts. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I got lots of playthroughs on the channel. I got lots of just gameplay videos of games on the new Xbox One X, as well as games on the old Xbox One. I've got some PlayStation 4 videos, as well as some comic related videos too, so there's plenty to see, and much more to come in the future. But you know, that's all your choice really, but just a suggestion for you. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please take care.